Hello everybody, welcome back to Ants Manchester, and today we're going to be doing the merging of the yellow crazy ant colonies, like I said I was going to do in the last episode or video, whatever you want to call it. So here, if it focuses, or the light might make an issue. So right here, can I get it to focus? One sec. Right here we have a lovely 3 queen yellow crazy ant colony. I've fed both of these colonies very recently, literally not long ago, in order to hopefully make it so they're less aggressive. Now this colony here has, from what I counted before, about 10 workers, and my other colony of yellow crazy ants has, I believe, around 20 workers. Let's put this about here. They have about 20 workers and 1 queen. They're up there in them test tubes there. So what we're going to do is I am going to pause this video in a sec, and I'm going to put it on time lapse. So, I'm going to remove the cotton as well. I'm going to put it on time lapse so you can see what's going on. This is going to be a bit of an issue. Let's try and pull this out without disturbing them too much. It's not working. I've just disturbed them. Oh, they're angry. Okay. There we go. There's a fluon barrier, so I'm not too fussed about having the lid off. Let's see how they react with each other, the first 2 workers. Oh, all right, the worker of my larger colony has just ran away and hid. The workers from this new colony look like they're just looking around a little bit. There's 2 or 3 of them currently out of the actual thingy thing, the test tube. And you know what, guys? I'm going to put it on time lapse for now. And yeah, I'll see you guys in a second. I'll see you guys after the time lapse, which I don't know how long that will be. So yeah, thank you so much. See you in a sec. Okay, guys, hello again. The time lapse was about, for you guys, about 6 seconds, but about almost 7 minutes have passed for me. From what I saw, from what I know right now, it looks like a beetle has sort of got its way. It's sort of got itself jammed where the nest entrance is for my slightly larger colony. So the worker that's out here can't actually get back into where her colony is. The workers did have a small encounter where my new colony, one of their workers had a little scuffle with the larger colony. And if you can see, by the way, there's like a dead Mesobarbarus worker there. What basically happened was, back when I was in my old room, which was literally only a couple of days ago, I had like a little bit, I took the lid off my Mesobarbarus tub, and there was like 10 of them on there. I managed to get most of them, but I tend to keep my yellow crazy ant lid off because they've got fluon on the top so they can't get out anyway. And what I've noticed is I don't have to feed them as much because fruit flies are attracted to this liquid feeder because of the nectar in there. So basically they have an infinite source of fruit flies when they catch them, so it wasn't too bad. But from what I can see, it looks like at least 1 Mesobarbarus worker has got in, and some sort of beetle has got in. Obviously, you can see, I think, is there 1? Yeah, you can see 1 mealworm pupae carcass over here. And that's there because, I fed it to them. And I didn't actually catch that because I cleaned this nest, the outworld, like about 3 hours ago, 2-3 hours ago. So I've clearly just missed that. Either I've missed it or they had it in their nest and I didn't realize. But yeah, I think we're going to go back to the time lapse in about 3, 2, and 1. Okay, hello, it's me again. Yeah, so As you can see, that was about 10 minutes for me, probably about 10 seconds for you guys, but yeah, not much has happened. There was a couple little like scuffles between that one worker that's running about and the workers from the new colony. So yeah, there was a little tiny scuffle, but it looks like they've calmed down a bit. They've not really, the newer workers haven't really showed much interest in going out, so to say, they haven't really tried going out as much. They went out for a little while, but sort of look like they've just got preoccupied with that beetle again. You got two of them sort of guarding the nest entrance. And then where's that guy? Where's that little girl gone? There's a female from, I should say a worker from the big colony who is running around, unless she's, oh yeah, she's on the test tubes. You guys probably can't see, but she's on the test tubes. I think what I need to do right now, in order to make this a bit easier so they can actually let the colony know and stuff, I need to try to surgically remove that beetle. But it's going to be hard because it's literally nestled away in here. Can I get it? Oh no, I'm trying to grab an antenna or something. Let's see. No, it's like curled up in a little ball. I either need a couple of the ants to come and scare it out, or I need to be able to just grab its antennae while it's there. I had something for a second. Oh, it's like a big grain of sand. Bloody hell. Honestly, don't even think I got close to it. Oh, it's moving a bit. It's like scooting its way down a tiny bit. But for the most part, it looks like the ants have sort of calmed down a bit. That worker's still trying to get back to her colony, but she's struggling a bit because of that beetle. I don't think she wants to throw herself in just yet. She's sort of just slowly moving her way around the tubes and stuff, trying to find any opening she physically can. But for now, looks like a bit of a stalemate, and I'm just realizing now they've sort of clogged up one of the sides of the drink dispenser, the nectar dispenser. They've sort of clogged that up a little bit. I'm trying to find this worker again. By the way, guys, if I sound out of breath, I just chased after one of my dogs for a second because I don't even know why. I just chased after him. But yeah, it was literally for about 10 seconds I ran out and chased him. Oh yeah, that's why he had some chicken in his mouth, and I don't know where it came from, so I didn't really want to leave him out with it because obviously I don't know if someone's threw him with like rat poisoning. You'd be surprised how many people do that sort of stuff. Okay, so you guys might not be able to see it, but in one of them test tubes up there, there is a worker that's going a little bit frantic right now. Oh, what was that? Now, I don't know whether it's really bad quality. I'm so sorry, guys, but yeah, you can sort of see her running around. I don't know whether that's something to do with this new colony, like the new colony. That's the new colony they've just got in there or something, or it's their colony. It's just they've realized there's a big beetle just blocking their way. Big beetle, alliteration, and that. That could, to be fair, be what's happened. It might just be they found the beetle and they're trying to like gather some colony members to come help remove it, because it's literally just nestled its way in there. And yeah, I can see that female, she's sort of behind one of the test tubes towards the top. I think she can probably see her colony on the inside and she's trying to get to them, try and get this beetle again. Can't bloody get it. I'm trying to get its antennae because really I'm not going to be able to grab it unless I'm trying to think if I have like an earbud on hand, because if I do, I could literally just stick it up and try and push it up a bit further. That way at least maybe the ant could get back to her colony. But as you guys can see, these little ladies in here in this test tube are basically just preoccupied with that beetle, which to be fair isn't a bad thing because, well, less fighting, but I need them to preferably they need to merge colonies, so I kind of need them to get their stuff into gear, get their backsides into gear. I'm not gonna lie, I just picked up another piece of sand. I keep doing it. All right, one of the, well, you guys can't see, but one of the workers in the larger colony is sort of like, well, that same worker that was running around frantically, she's still running around pretty goddamn frantically, but she's sort of running more so towards the outworld, really. All we're really waiting for is for a couple of them to sort of make contact with each other. Then after that, I feel like they'll sort of bond a bit more. Bond, would you call it bond? They'd sort of merge a little bit easier. The more and more they get to know each other, sort of thing. But it's all about when and how easily they do so. I could very easily put their test tube inside the the nesting rack, but I don't want to do that just in case. I feel like where it is now, if things go south, it's easier for me to pull it out and save the queens at least. Whereas if I put it in there, I'm gonna have to mess about trying to get it in and out, and then getting each individual ant out of that little box. Well, the little this little funnel thing up to the test tube. I'm gonna have to mess about trying to get the new colony out of there. So, and also worst case scenario, if that happened, I ain't able to get them fast enough, and they bloody end up killing each other, which would genuinely be horrific. But that female ant, that worker, I keep saying female ant as if like all worker ants aren't female, but I can't actually see where that worker that was in the outworld has gone. Looks like she's disappeared a bit. The queen of my single queen colony looks like she's just having a spa day. She's just chilling next to a pupae. Okay, I've just seen her. That ant from my colony is my one queen colony is right near the entrance to the nesting tubes right there. Oh, she's trying to go up. Please just run past the beetle. The beetle ain't gonna bother you. No, she's like, I think that beetle's just like putting her on edge a little bit. The beetle looks like it might have just moved up a little bit. Oh no, it's like turned her. Now here's the issue with this beetle. It's too big to, I think, well no, it can fit up. I just don't think it's gripped very good. Now it's turned itself on its side, so it's practically stuck. Can't lie, a bit annoying. Part of me thinks I'm gonna have to unscrew the part so it can sort of move itself around. Unless it can spin round and then slip. If it slips down, sorry about the cough by the way guys, I've got a little bit of a sore throat. But if it can, alright, it's spun round and it's trying to crawl up, all I need is for it to slip. If it slips, I can grab it. Either I can grab it or it can like walk its way back out. I don't even know why it's got in there. It looks, to be fair, like a mealworm beetle. But I don't know how one of my mealworm beetles would have got out and into there. Especially not got themselves stuck inside the nesting area. Now I either need where's she gone? There she is. Alright, she's near the nectar. She's sort of just knocking around. There she is. If you look in between the nectar and the jelly pot, she's there. You know what? I'm gonna move this jelly pot a little bit. Let me just move this. Another reason I'm really eager to actually get these acquainted, so to say, is it'll make the colony more adventurous and more confident because of the fact that they're well, there's more of them, so they're more likely to go out and explore and hunt and stuff. Because I've noticed with these, they're very, especially because the colony isn't huge. They're not, because, well, when you hear of yellow crazy ants, you think of crab killers and basically just displace entire ecosystems. But when you have a small colony of them, they're completely different. They'll literally only scavenge what's already dead, or at least what's weak. So let's say I get a mealworm beetle that has 2 legs. They'll attack that because they can't really do anything to fight back. Whereas if I put, I don't know, If another ant, I have noticed that there was a Lasius niger colony that lived outside my window, and I used to open my window, and what would happen is that Lasius niger colony would basically walk in my room, and they'd go and jump inside my ant nests. So because obviously I had this open most of the time, they basically just crawl into the top of it. But I know, and because the flew on as well at the top, basically they just slip in, and then once they did, the yellow crazy ants, they got really territorial over it. But I think it's just things that are bigger than them, things that are similar size or smaller, they're okay with. But anything bigger, they're a bit temperamental with. Sometimes they'll attack it if there's a good number of them. Sometimes they won't. There was another thing as well. There was nuptial flights that happened. When was it? We had a couple nuptial flights the other couple days ago, and basically because my window was open, a Lasius niger queen flew in through my window, and she'd sort of landed at the top of the tub. Now I didn't realize she was at the top of the tub until she was literally at the edge of the lip of it, and then by that point she'd lost her foot and slipped in, and I spent about 5 minutes trying to get her out before the ants actually realized. But what she kept doing was she kept either trying to bury herself under rocks, or she'd run inside the nest area of the ants. So it made it pretty difficult. And then obviously I didn't want to hurt her, so I had to be a bit delicate with it. And then eventually she ran into one of the crazy ants. The crazy ant grabbed her, and then at that point I was like, I can't really do much, because then I'm gonna have to like pull the crazy ant off her, and I only have one pair of, they call soft grip tweezers, the ones for insects and stuff. I only have one pair of them. So one of them would either have to get hurt by me pulling them off with my fingers, or get hurt by me pulling them off with another tweezer. So I didn't want to do that. Queen wasn't fertilized, but still I was kind of upset about it. I would have literally just let her go, but I guess the yellow crazies had different plans. They literally, 1 turned into 3, 3 turned into 5, and then 5 turned into about 10 at one point, and they just basically dragged her into the test tubes. And I've noticed with this colony, what they like to do is they like to sort of, so when ants come in, they sort of dismember the ants. And like they'll chop the heads off the ants, and they'll just sort of leave them lying around the outworld. They'll keep the body, but they'll put the heads in one corner. It tends to be this corner right here. There tends to just be a bunch of, look, you can actually, that little black dot there, that looks like a Mesobarbarus head. I'm going to assume that's either off that ant or another ant that got in here. But yeah, basically they're just, against other ants, they're brutal. I will say that they're absolutely brutal against other ants. This beetle just does not want to move where I want it to. It's trying to move back up the actual thing. Sorry about that. One of the ants from my new colony are running around. And they're just running around up here. That's them. And then the single queen colony ant is still here. No other ants have sort of joined the fray just yet from the single queen colony, even though they have quite a few workers. They even have a couple that have just declosed today from their cocoons. But they don't really seem interested. I have noticed this about yellow crazies as well. When the colonies are small, it's very similar to other ants, to be fair. When the colonies are small, less work. Well, actually, no. What colony was it? It was my Mesobarbarus, and I'm even seeing this with my Solenopsis geminata. Even though they don't, so my Mesobarbarus, when I got her, it was her on her own with a couple brood. The brood were pretty old, they were pupae, so it wasn't too bad. But after about a week or two, they started hatching, and I had probably had about 15 to 20 workers within a couple of weeks. Probably within 2 or 3 weeks of getting her, I had like 15 to 20 workers. Now that was pretty good. And they were really aggressive, and even the queen, to be fair, the queen was running out and basically hunting for herself until she had about 50 workers, and the workers were coming to help her. And that's when she stopped. She sort of stopped when she started getting her first media workers, so like the medium-sized ones. That's when she stopped actually going out and hunting on her own. But she was still using her mandibles to basically cut things up in the nest until the majors came. Now she sort of just chills by herself. The Solenopsis geminata ones, the queen doesn't come out on her own, but even though there's only about 8 or 9 of them, when I put a beetle in there normally, if they're hungry, you'll see pretty much all 8 of them go running out to eat it as soon as one's found it. These girls, though, what will happen is if I put food there, 1 or 2 ants will go and that's it. So usually I've seen it where there's hours and hours where not a single ant is in that outworld. And then one time, 1 ant will go, and then they'll find a little bit of food. Then they might run back to the colony. One other worker will come. They'll go take it back. The most I've ever seen was when that queen got in, and that was when it was, and that was 10. But I'm going to assume that was more a territory thing, like a dominance thing, rather than food. Because really, they didn't even eat her. All he did was dismember her head, put it in that corner, and then sort of throw her body to the wayside for a little bit. Oh god, this throat. I don't know what it is. It feels like I've got something stuck in it. Yeah, so there's that worker. That worker's just sort of exploring a little bit. This little lady sort of disappeared a little bit. She keeps doing this. She keeps sort of like disappearing and then like reappearing after a little while. But for now, I can't really see her. There's a worker in one of the bottom test tubes you can't see because it's literally the 3rd one up. It's like the one of the ones you can't see. The beetle, again, still in that same place. Just actually, you know what? Come here. You can't come here. I don't know why I'm saying come here. I'm gonna take my phone off the tripod for a second. So just give me a second, guys, if I can get it off because my phone's pretty big. Wow, my phone's hot. So basically, mind the Grinch slippers. Basically, this beetle has decided to nestle itself right there. There's this colony. The sort of just, yeah, I can't, it's hard to get it because I need the flashlight so you can actually see. But basically the colony's there. These girls in here doing decent. To be fair, I could probably, oh, that scared her a bit. I accidentally dropped my phone a little bit. I could probably do it like that. Issue is you only really see the test tube. You don't actually see the rest of the outworld. So what we're going to do is I'm going to pause quickly, get this phone back into position, and then I'll be back with you in a second. Honestly, guys, I don't even think I gave myself time to finish that that word then. But yeah, I'm probably going to put this back on a time lapse, so I'll catch you guys in a couple of minutes. See you then. Okay, hello guys, been a couple of minutes. As you can see here, this is one of the workers from the Triple Queen colony, basically. They just entered one of the top tubes where the workers of the One Queen colony are. The One Queen colony is sort of separated in 3 to 4 different tubes. They've got like eggs in that one, eggs and a queen in that one, and then pupae. Okay, they're sort of fighting a little bit. This girl right here basically just walks straight past the beetle. She does not care about the beetle. Whereas these workers sort of are a bit freaked out. I've just hit my foot. As you'll probably see in the time lapse for a split second or so, I had to move that mealworm out. I don't actually know how that mealworm's in there. Normally I kill the mealworms, so I don't know whether it's somehow survived getting crushed or what, but normally I'll just crush the head, the middle of the body. Ooh, hiccups. And then the tail. The reason for that is I've found that basically tends to just completely stop all movement. So it might still be alive, but I don't believe it is. But yeah. By the way, guys, that jelly pot hasn't all been eaten by these ants. Not much of it actually has. A lot of that went to like my Mesobarbarus and stuff. But yeah, okay, the beetle's like dangling out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to end this clip. I'm going to put it back on the stand and I'm going to try and pull that beetle out. So see you guys in a second. I completely lied. I didn't end the clip. I just paused it. But as you can see, the beetle is sort of poking its antennae out. And I don't want to be too harsh with it because it'll just run back in. But I need to attempt to grab it. Oh, missed. Oh, it's going to run back in. Yeah, it's running back in. I am officially useless. Actually, no, it looks like it might be. trying to tap the acrylic behind it to see if it scares it out a little bit. It's still pretty close. It's not run out, but it's still pretty close to the end. I don't know what these ants are doing. They've sort of grabbed a couple grains of... Oh, wait, no, it's whatever they've got. They had some weird bark stuff with them. I'm not 100% as to what that is, but they had some substrate thing with them. They're basically sticking it onto the beetle, which is weird. And I don't actually know if this one has a yellow crazy ant cricket or whatever they're called. I had an old colony of yellow crazy ants that had a cricket with them, but these two that I haven't bought, that I've bought, well, one of them I bought 2-3 weeks ago, and this one I got today. They didn't come with crickets, I don't believe. I haven't seen one in this new colony, but they could have one, to be fair. So we're just gonna have to keep an eye out, because I find them little crickets pretty cool. But once again, not much is happening, so probably gonna slap you back on a time lapse, or hyperlapse as my phone calls it. But yep, I'll see you guys, to be fair, probably in about 15, well, under 15 seconds, let's be completely honest. Well, but I'll see you guys then. Hello again, guys. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave them for an hour. I'm going to put them back near the heat mat, because right now they're down on my carpet. Normally they're up on the on my desk near my fire ants and stuff. I think I'm going to put them back on the heat mat. I'm going to leave them an hour, check on them every 5 to 10 minutes. And then I will continue recording when something interesting happens, because right now they're not really doing much. And as some of you may know, I do record on my phone. That's why the video quality isn't amazing. But yeah, because of that, I am running low on memory, storage, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, so we're going to pick this right back up when something interesting happens. I'll see you then. Okay guys, this is literally a full day later. I had to clean out one of the tubes. There was like 1 or 2 worker ants in there, and they've left a larvae. But I had to clean out that tube. Wait. This tube right here, because it was getting really moldy. Some of the other ones need it soon as well. But what's basically happened is, if you look here, one of them workers is from the single queen colony, and they've sort of, there's like a little bit of aggression between them. Every so often they get into them little fights, but then at the same time they sort of accept each other after a little while a little bit more. There was a couple there just having a little scuffle. There's quite a few of them out today. One of the ants from the 3 queen colony is currently being held. Oh, focus, there we go. It's currently being held right there by quite a few workers, to be fair. Can't really get to her though, so it's a bit annoying. But for the most part, there's not ridiculous amounts of aggression. There's the 3 queens with the workers. They're getting into it a little bit more. But yeah, I'll be back. I'm gonna end recording and then record again when hopefully they've merged or I've had to remove them. So yeah, I'll see you guys after. Okay everyone, I have decided to separate the colonies as they weren't really getting along and were just slowly killing each other off. This is the 3 queen colony here. You can see I've given them a little bit of sugar water in and nectar from, it's from Wakushi's ant nectar, the red one. I've given them that along with a baby mealworm, which you can see in the corner, and they do seem to be enjoying the sugar, but they also seem to low-key kind of be attacking it. But yeah, and then over there you can see the 3 queens. They've got an alright batch of eggs, and then they do have a larvae down there somewhere. You might be able to see, you might not. But yeah, that's them, and then I'll quickly go and show you the other colony. As you can see, guys, it's the 1 queen colony. They're not doing too bad. They've got quite a bit of brood, a lot of pupae, quite a few larvae, and then tons and tons of eggs. Quite a few workers left. Sadly, a Lasius queen flew in the other day when I had the lid off, so she's kind of trapped in there. She ended up going in the test tubes, and they've just slowly been hunting her. And I can't really get in there because every time I try to, I get swarmed by crazy ants, But look, yeah, it's honor. But yeah, that's that, and I'm gonna end that one there. They're also like one of the workers is low key. One second, me focus on her attacking a mealworm pupae, which she's struggling a little bit. But yeah, I'm gonna end that one there, guys. If you've enjoyed, make sure to like, comment, share, follow, and wait, not follow, subscribe. I thought I was on Twitch for a second for some reason. And yeah, we'll pick this up whenever something interesting happens with these guys. But for now, I'll catch you amazing people in a little bit. And goodbye for now, everybody.